So you got your centering tool and you're not sure where to start. We're going to answer all your questions in this video. Before we start, quick public service announcement. Tools are designed to help you do something better. Centering tools don't do the job for you. They help you do the job better. You wouldn't throw a tape measure at a wall and expect it to read itself. Same thing here. Use the tool, follow the training, and you'll get perfect results. Some people, you give them a hammer and they can build a house. Some people, you give them a hammer and they'll just put a hole in the drywall. But what they have in common is everybody can learn to use one. Most common question I get is, why does the frame move? The frame needs to be able to move, so that way you can center the frame onto every kind of card. If it didn't move, you'd only be able to do a couple cards and you guys would hate me. Next most common question I get is the card safe? Yes, the card is safe in there. The G3 model is meant to be used with a perfect fit sleeve. That is optional, you don't have to. But all you do, pop the frame out like that, put the card in the sleeve. It is optional. And then you put the frame on. To remove it, you take that out, use your finger to pop it out the back, and there you go. There's no way the card can get damaged when used correctly. Next question. How to do it if a card is bowed, like this one. First, you put it in a perfect fit sleeve. Then you're going to press it up against the ear lightly and flatten it out. That way you can get your reading. Next up, it's important to know there are different ways to use the tool. You can use the tool more like a traditional centering tool, like this, but it's still a lot better because it's rigid and the frame holds it above the card, so you're not going to damage the card by running it over top. Next, if your card is bowed like we talked about, you can press it up against it in a sleeve, of course, so that way you protect the card. You're going to put the card in the card slot, and then you're going to center the card. Well, you're going to center the frame onto the card. So now we're going to zoom in, and I'll show you how it's done. So before we do that, it is important that I show you how to line up the center with the edges. So I'm going to bring it up here just to make it easier for you guys to see. All right, so see right here where my finger is? That border gap has all card, and this one has no card. That's bad. Now vice versa, no card, all card. That's bad because you're not going to get a proper reading. Now, what you're aiming for, and this is strictly to show you how to use it, see how that's about, we're going to line them up symmetrical. That's not symmetrical. So we need the same amount of card through the border gaps. And there you go. So then you would take your reading. So now, right here, where the border meets the art, that is a 1-to-1. So that was just to show you how to do that. Now I'm going to do it in the tool. Now, we're going to place the card in the centering tool, put the frame on, and then we're going to zoom in and do it again. So make sure you're in a well-lit area, because sometimes the shadows over the card can really throw you off if you're not paying attention. Alright, so our left to right, if you go here, remember the border gaps are symmetrical, so now we take our reading. That's a 1, and that's a 1, and these are also 1s, left to right. So we go left to right and then top to bottom. I guess you could do it vice versa, but that's up to you. It's just the way I do it. So now we're going to go to our website. I'll bring it up here. That'll show you a 1-to-1, a 2-to-2, a 3-to-3. They're all 50-50, which is the perfect centering. That is the goal, but it's not always required to be 50-50. And then we're going to take our top to bottom. All right. That's our top to bottom. And it looks like that is a 1-to-1 also. So I've already graded this card a bunch of times, so I already know, but this is going to be a 1-to-1 left to right and a 1-to-1 top to bottom. So then we go to the website, and we know that would tell us that's 50-50. However, or not however, but for example, if one of your sides was off, right, like different, let's say your left to right was 1-to-1 and your top to bottom was 2-to-3, you would take the lesser of the two, and that's the grade you would go with, because PSA, they're not, any of the companies are not going to give you the better of the grades. They're going to give you the lesser. And then to remove the card, you just pick this up, finger out. There you go. Card is safe. Then you package it up for grading. And then you get those 10s. Lastly, if you're still having trouble with it, don't hesitate to reach out. We just opened up a Discord. You can always get a hold of us there. We also run lives. Like if you just want some one-on-one help, we can walk you through it in real time. Our goal is to change grading culture and to help expand it because it's better for everybody, right? There's enough cards for everyone. So any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, thank you guys for your time, and hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Let's get those 10s.